Hey everyone, this is Josh from before. I'm here with McFarlane Toys, DC Multiverse, Shriek from Batman Beyond, and he has got the arms for the Jokerbot Build-A-Fig. Taking a look at the box real quick. Nice picture of the figure with the other Batman Beyond figures on the back. If you were trying to look for him, there he is. This shipped to me from Target. They kind of beat up the package a little bit, but that's all right because I'm going to open him up. Let's just get right to it. So just taking him out of the box right here, and first thing is he is bigger than I expected, which is pretty rad. I'm not super familiar with Batman Beyond, so I kind of didn't realize the proportions of this character are larger. And this is based on more of his comic appearance than the hyper-stylized Batman Beyond cartoon. And it also, I never got that animated cyborg that McFarlane did, but he looked really cool, and this has kind of given me sort of flashbacks to that with the cartoon style and the white and black, obviously, and these clear blue pieces. He's really sharp looking. These sleeker character designs, I don't think they're as exciting as a character that has a lot of details and textures on him. But, I mean, this thing looks really sharp. He's got a really cool silhouette. He's got these big, beefy forearms that give him kind of a unique shape, a unique presence kind of on the shelf. Let's go ahead and start moving him around. Got a very good range on the head there. Pretty much look any way you need him to. Are these soft? These are soft. That's you can't tell just looking at it, but these shoulder pieces are soft. That is one of the things I like about McFarlane's Multiverse line is they use kind of different materials. You know, they've got the plastic that you would expect, and then they do pieces that are soft like this, and then now like this character has these clear, like translucent blue little pieces in the costume. And it just kind of gives it nice little variation. It just maybe feels a little bit more, it feels and it looks premium, you know. And at this price point, this is $25 with the Build-A-Fig pieces. It feels and it looks like it was more expensive. So I was moving this around and I wasn't talking about it, but the soft shoulder pads give a little bit when you bring those arms all the way up. Still rotates around, and it just bends to the shape of his torso. Double elbows. Those pins are a little ugly considering they're black on white. That had to have been. That could have been done better. There's no other way to say it. Great range in those double elbows. This is something that, depending on, see, like I've bent this one up and it only looks like it goes yay far. But if you bend from this lower joint first, it'll get the clearance. So that's something that keep in mind when you, any figure with a double elbow, that depending on where you orient the pivot point, you know, it can actually get more or less range than you think. So he's got a ab rotation hidden under there. Not going to get a lot of crunch. Well, I mean, you get a little bit out of it. More than I expected just based on the firm. And you know what? This is soft too, right here. So it gives a little bit when he rotates. If you can see that, how that's... It's hard to see maybe, but and then also at the waist, you know, he's got this pelvis piece that is soft and gives. I mean, you know, when I said I was surprised at the crunch range, it's not much crunch range. He's not moving forward that much, but really love these big chunky hands. They're super cool. He does the splits, no surprises there. He's got a little bit of hip swivel. I'm trying to see. a lot of times the hip swivel is impaired by not cutting out enough of not tooling out enough of this leg under here. So it hits, but I say it a lot, but I much prefer this rotation from the hips than over a thigh cut. Double knees, ball joint on the ankle, toe articulation. These legs are nice looking. You know, not super detailed, but they just look sharp. Oh, and then I didn't move at all his wrists, which is another thing. It looks like there might not be articulation in there, but there is, and there's even a little bit of give that direction. Enough, you know, when the characters have these oversized limbs, just a little bit can actually make quite a bit of difference. I always kind of feel at a loss when I'm looking at a figure like this that has more sort of streamlined details in the sculpt and doesn't have quite as many details to pour over and look at. But this thing just looks really clean and really sharp. Okay, I said he was bigger than I expected. He's not obviously much bigger than the Batman Beyond, but he's just kind of stockier. You know, he's got thicker legs, obviously the bigger arms. Let's get his accessories. He has this sound wave piece that he's got, which you can see he's got holes in it so that it can clip right into his hand. It's a pretty cool, unique accessory. I mean, obviously, you know, this Multiverse line has been very lots of swords, lots of guns. So I'm always appreciative of a more unique accessory. And let's see the way this, yeah, that just slides right on there. You see how that's going in there? Feels a little bit more like a defensive weapon, kind of shield-like, than maybe offensive. It's kind of translucent. It's pretty cool. And I would imagine it fits in both hands. It does fit in that other hand, not as easily. You can see it's got a little bit of a curve away from the right hand, and I had to move some of the fingers. See, the fingers have a little bit of soft give to line them up just so, but it does fit in that other hand. But I think it's really meant for this one. This is the easier, that's the easier go at it. Let's see if we can't get him in some kind of pose. Here he's in a quick pose. I did throw him on the stand just because it balances a little bit off, but I've got him barely, that back foot's barely making contact with the ground. So these things you can balance them on their own, but you know, if you throw them into a more ambitious pose, you'll probably need to use the stand that they all come with. And then let's look at these pieces of the Build-A-Fig Jokerbot. This Jokerbot is actually shaping up to be a pretty cool Build-A-Fig, and I say that as somebody who's not particularly a big fan of Batman Beyond. I just more, in the time period, like when I grew up, I was more into just the classic animated series, and I've always thought the art style of Batman Beyond is just a little too wacky for my taste. And I would wait, you know, till I had all the pieces to kind of put this together, but this torso has these little kind of O-ring gasket things for the butterfly. So I'm just going to put them in because these things just fall out all the time. So there he is so far. This guy's going to be really rad. I love just all these cool robotic details. But we will look at him in his own dedicated video once we have assembled the final Build-A-Fig, the complete Build-A-Fig, I should say, which is going to take a few more months. They've chosen this path of rolling out this Batman Beyond wave one figure at a time, about 2 months apart-ish each. I think this guy kind of shipped late, honestly, but Batman Beyond is scheduled to be shipping, or Batwoman Beyond, sorry, is scheduled to be shipping out soon. There's going to be a non-Build-A-Fig release of this figure with unmasked face, no Build-A-Fig pieces, like I said. Which is, I'm not going to hunt that one down. This guy's pretty cool, but like I said, Batman Beyond's not one of my main jams. So I won't hunt down the unmasked head, but I do like this guy. He's going to look cool. He's going to fit in with some of these other more cartoony and more futuristic kind of designs, sort of like the Omega Batman from Last Night on Earth, and maybe even pair him with Hellbat and Superman Unchained. Looks good. Looks real clean. He's fun to play around with these oversized mitts, you know, on his hand. It's a good looking figure. If you were hoping for one, you know, pattern more after the cartoon, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but this is pretty rad. So, all right, guys, that's it for Shriek. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.